Alright, we are back for another episode of whatever this is. Anyway, today we are going to talk about pHaley. Captain Victoria pHaley. As in Prime pHaley for people like me who don't know the difference between Prime and Epic versions. So let's talk about pHaley. She is basically an average caster. Unlike the great Krios, she doesn't have very much of personal killiness. She can't get in there and beat him up like he can. And as such, she really falls into the very heavy support role, which is fine. She's good at it. She has a gun and a spear, which she uses, but like I said, fighting isn't really her big thing. Her big thing is the fact that she has 2 feats. I know it's not literally 2, but honestly, she has 2. The first is a spell called Temporal Barrier, and this spell can just shut our other armies down. Remember when I listed the problems that Krios had? Well, this spell is one of those. All enemy models beginning their activations in her control area cannot run or charge. Ha! It's a big screw you to melee armies or slow armies. And that means no slamming, charging, trampling, basically everything that would prevent a charge also prevents everything else that's like a charge. Her second, and true feat, is that all friendly faction models beginning their activations in her control get 1 additional attack, ignoring rate of fire. Sounds familiar, right? Only now it's guns too. Though no auto hit, but hey, you can't have everything. Now, this does mean that pHaley can never benefit from using her own feat, which means she's not going to get 2 shots with her gun or something like that, seeing as she has to activate before using her feat, and you need to activate with the feat already up in order to benefit by it. Anyway, this is something that really helps out the list you were bringing with her, which I should really talk about, I guess. Alright, so who hangs out with pHaley? Who do you bring with pHaley? Well, if you really want to take advantage of her feat and Temporal Barrier, then the best options, in my opinion, and I have to put that big, in my opinion, are Storm Lances and Storm Blazers. Tempest Blazers. I know, right? Why all the cav? Well, shut up. I'll explain it to you. Okay, let's start with the Storm Lances, as they are bonkers when teamed up with pHaley. First, a big thing when you bring pHaley heavy cav is that you really want to get the Alpha Strike. That's hitting the enemy first, for those of you who don't know. I've now explained it. Now, with Temporal Barrier, you can make sure that you can line up your charges and even take a few assault shots, which is basically a charging gunshot that you can do even if you fail the charge, if you're able. Now, you may not be able to do that, but at very least you'll be able to line yourself up. And I guess it would help if I explained what the lances did to make them good, right? Yeah. So, these guys have lances. You're welcome. They have reach and brutal charge, and of course, a powerful charge. That's the +2 to hitting and to damage because of brutal charge. They get the +2 they get powerful charge because they're heavy cav. That's another thing. Now, for funsies, these guys also have Electro Leap on their lances. So, when they hit someone, before the damage is rolled, the closest model within 4 inches, other than the model making the attack, gets zapped with an Electro Leap. In addition to this, they also have a gun, and it's a nice little shot that also has Electro Leap. Alright, so they have Assault. So when they charge, they go in and impact hit with the horse. He gets a nice little horse kick as they start. He then shoots with his gun because of Assault, bounces a shot off of that thanks to Electro Leap and zaps the guy next to him, then stabs you with his sword, which Electro Leaps again, and that essentially could be 5 guys dead right there. So you charge a target, you impact a guy in front of him, trampling and killing him. Your assault shot kills the guy shoots the guy you're charging. The Electro Leap bounces and kills another one. The gunshot kills that guy. Now with your charge target dead, you have to make another attack at another guy. You hit him, Electro Leaps and kills the guy next to that guy, and then your spear attack finishes that guy off. That's from one night. One guy. And with Temporal Barrier up, you have a lower defense on your enemies, or your enemies have a lower defense against you, and with pHaley's feat, you get another attack, which can cause another leap. So it's 7 hits per guy, and they're all immune to lightning, so you don't have to worry about electrocuting your own guys. It's a big plus, not zapping yourself. You see how ridiculous this is? Alright, now we have a unit of knights, and we want to get some more things in the list. So, the next 2 things that we get added in are the Tempest Blazers and Major Catherine Lattimore. Catherine is the Lancer's buddy and boss. She gives them all boosted on their ranged attacks. So it includes when they do their assault, because it is still a range attack. So it'll be all boosted, and that's awesome. So long as she's close by, so you have to kind of plan it a little bit better. And she's a Dragoon, and pretty killy herself as well. So get her. The Tempest Blazers are assholes on horseback. Like, I hate these guys. Yeah. Move up, brutal shot, light cav away. They've got high rat. They've also got snipe. They've got lots of options, and with a combination of temporal barrier and light cav, it's incredibly hard to try and engage them. Just watch out when people shoot back at you, because they do die pretty easy if they get hit. So now we have these 2 units of cav and a dragoon. Well, what else do we need? Well, a squire, damn it. It's basically mandatory in a Signar list. 2 inches of control. And 3 focus, used up 1 by 1 over 3 turns. And you get to reroll magic attacks if he's nearby, or at least the first magic attack. So, chain lightning. Yeah. Alright, now Jax. Now this really comes down to personal preference. I like the Defender because of pHaley's feat giving them double taps with their amazingly long-range super kill cannon. Though I also like the Ironclad simply because it's cheap and I can grab some more gun mages or long gunners, who are also great friends of hers because they benefit greatly from her feat, giving them more shots, and her spell list, basically giving them better accuracy when they shoot, and temporal barrier giving them even better accuracy. Now, I should also mention right now that I'm trying to make a list using primarily Signar models. I know it's true that there is a running joke with Signar players using more mercs than they are using Signar units, and there are of course good reasons to do that. The best unit from mercs I would add to this little list here would be to add the Horgenhold Forge Guard. Simply because you can buff them up, and with temporal barrier you'll be able to let them get the first swing, which will give you some real jack crunching ability. On an aside, you may notice that I don't go into every single ability and stat in each character and on the casters. It's because I want you to buy it and get into the game. I'll try and just point you in the right direction. End disclaimer. Well, I guess I'm at the point where I say what this list needs to look out for, and there are a lot of things it needs to look out for. Running like this rather lacks some hardcore hitting power. Yeah, the Lancers and Catherine can put a big punch into a jack or two, but against a Scorn guy who runs old school Xerxes and his gang of medium infantry monsters, it's just going to laugh as you die. Scorn actually has a lot of durability and has a lot of ways to get around your ability to stop running and charging, ways to increase speed other than through charges and runs. No, not all, of course, but P. Makeda, Xerxes, the Tyrant Commanders, and even just a straight-up Gladiator will cross faster and faster thanks to all the abilities that they have, and new Epic Xerxes, who's amazing. Also, lists like Raven or Assyria from Retribution will be an issue, as they depend on a lot of long-range accurate shooting, which can really clean you up, seeing as in a shooting fight you may not necessarily be able to just outgun them right down. Like always, there are more options that can deal with this, and there are always more that I don't list here. And I'm not going to list them all, mostly because I'm lazy. Whatever. The show's over, go away now. Leave a comment, name a caster. I've played either as or against all of them a bunch of times. So, until next time, see ya.